Okay, hi guys, we'll start off with Negotiable Instrument Act for CA Foundation new syllabus. This is a complete new addition for us in the syllabus. Earlier, this was part of CA Inter. In CA Inter, this was roughly about 85 pages. But now in Foundation, it's only around 30 pages. I'm talking about pages when it comes to study mat to give you a context. So for us, it's fairly minimal. Basics of the act only we have. I'm going to take negotiable instrument in detail for foundation because most of you will be studying first time. Even if I take in detail, everything put together will maximum be 2.5 hours. Watching one movie, 10 marks in exam, you will get whole. So we're going to split negotiable instruments in two parts. Part 1, part 2. This is going to be part 1 where I've given the material. It's available for you in the link. So part 1 is going to be basics of this act. Part 2 will be a little bit more detailed points. If you look at the questions that come in exam also, the basics only have been tested in Inter itself. Very rarely they test the advanced part. So you can expect, especially the first few attempts, a lot of basics questions will come. So let's start off with Negotiable Instruments Act. Why do we have this act? Before we start, I'll just give you a context. In our syllabus, we just have 4 parts as per ICA study mat: notes, bills and checks, modes of negotiation, presentation of instruments, rules of compensation. Ideally, you should not be understanding any of the terms because these are all little technical terms. So I'm sure you wouldn't have understood anything. That's good. Why do we have this act? Or in first words, what is a negotiable instrument? What is a negotiable instrument? This act is not defining negotiable instrument. It just says negotiable instrument means check, promissory note and bill of exchange. Little bit you know in accounts, your bills receivable and bills payable. That means negotiable instrument means these 3 things. What are these 3 things? Check, promissory note, bill of exchange. This is a very old act, 1881, one of the old. That means in law language, 1880 acts are like Shakespeare law. More like, how do I tell you, English today is little easy for us to understand, but they tell Shakespeare English is very technical or very hard to understand unless you are an expert. Like that, the law language written in 1881 is more of a Shakespeare law language, where anybody reading the Bar Act will find it little challenging to understand. We also have a few Bar Act points. Sir, all this unnecessary for me, sir. Before we get into the necessary points, one last discussion. Why do we have this act? They added in syllabus also. Why do we have this? Act is almost how many years? 150 years old act. Why are we studying it now? Enna use? Is it going to practically help me in my career? Or exam marks mattum? 2 things we have to understand, correct? Now, why do we have this? Let's say, for example, Srijit wants to start a business. Okay. Simple business, nothing complicated. What Srijit wants to do is, he wants to buy textile clothes, let's say from Tirupur, Tamil Nadu. Tirupur, Tamil Nadu is where all the global brands like Adidas, Nike, those clothes are manufactured in Tirupur, Tamil Nadu only. Then it's sold across the world. So he also wants to go there and buy manufacturing facility. He wants to sell online. He wants to sell across India online. He has an Instagram page. He wants to sell. That's it. You get many ads. Simple business he wants to do. But how much money he has with him today? 0. 1 rupee also he is not having. Can he buy? No. He is not having any source to get money. We are in the year 1881. Do a small time travel. Let's do a time travel and go to 1881. Today, getting money may not be that difficult. Bank is ready to give loan. People call us, hey, do you want loan? Credit card, this, that. But 1881, getting money is not easy. That time we didn't have so many banks. Maybe 1 or 2 government bodies. That's it. That also was very, very, very minimal. Not many people had the access for getting loan. Unless you give some jewels, you used to get loan. So how can someone with 0 money start business? Srijit is excited, but he doesn't have the money. How will he earn? So what he will do, let's say he is buying clothes from, let's say for example, Mahesh. Okay. To Mahesh, he will give one bills receivable, payable. For Srijit, it's a bills payable. For Mahesh, it's a bills receivable. We all know basics of bills in accounts. You know basics of bills. You run left, right, center, school also. So this bill is saying I will pay you after 3 months. That means now Srijit in his hand has goods without money by just signing a bill. That bill is an evidence that he will pay after 3 months. Let's say he purchased goods, textiles for 1000 rupees. I'm talking about 1881 for 1000 rupees. Must be close to 1 crore today. Okay. Now, within this 3 months, somehow he will find people, sell to everybody. He will sell to everybody and collect the money. Customers will pay him cash or whatever. That money he will pay Mahesh. Bill is closed. Now, he would have bought for 1000, sold for 1500, made a profit of 500. Now he has money, he can reinvest, grow the business, he is happy. Correct? Maybe in the future again, if he has some cash deficit, he will again issue a bill. Are you following, guys? If Srijit tells orally, hey, I will pay, nobody will believe. We know in Contract Act, oral evidence is valid, but in court it is not enforceable because it's not an evidence. So you need evidence in writing, so he gave a bill. Are you following, guys? This was one of the most common uses of bill. I will of course explain to you what is a check, what is a promissory note, what's a bill of exchange, what are its features, because they're going to ask in exam. But today, why do I need this, sir? Bill of exchange today, what is the use? So bill of exchange, practically, I haven't seen in my life. I haven't seen it. If I want, I can issue, but who will issue? Sir, what about check? Check is still there today, but the usage is decreasing year on year, day by day. Because I have GPay, I have NEFT, I have internet banking, why should I give check? Check is still given. I'm not saying it's zero. It is there, but the usage in the last 20 years is on a decreasing nature. Next 50 years, we may not have check. We have to wait and see. Okay, fine. So check also very limited usage. Promissory note means what? I will explain when I get that. That's another, what to say, guarantee note. I will come to that. Okay. So this is back. That means these three instruments had a heavy usage in 1881. Today its usage is very minimal. Promissory note also very rare. I'll tell you where it's used. When is promissory note there? For example, let's go to Srijit and let's take the same example. Mahesh. Okay. Srijit now has with him 1500 rupees. I'm writing in bracket but positive. Okay. He has with him 1500 rupees. Mahesh knows this. Hey, super. With zero you became 1500 within 3 months. Then again 3 months, Srijit made it 3000. Now he has 3000 rupees with him. Mahesh is not having money. Suddenly he had some finance needs. Mahesh wanted 500 rupees loan. He asked Srijit, hey, can you give me 500 rupees? Srijit told, definitely. When I had need, you supported me by giving goods on credit. I will give you 500 rupees loan. But they are not buying and selling goods with each other. Simple loan. How your friend will tell, hey, give me 20 rupees, I'll give you back tomorrow. Canteen, I have to go, I'll give 10 rupees, I'll give you tomorrow. Like that, Srijit gave Mahesh how much? 500 rupees. Fine. If it's a friend means, okay, 100 rupees, 2000 rupees, 1000 rupees, I will give it orally, we will leave. But same friend, if you are giving him 5 lakhs, will you give it just like that? You need some evidence. Even how much of a close friend, 20 lakhs you are giving, some evidence you need, correct? So, I will make one document. In this document, I will say, Mahesh will write, he will write one document and write, I promise to pay rupees 500 rupees to whom? Srijit, within the next 3 months with so and so interest. This is called a promissory note. Adhe promise, WhatsApp la promise pandredi, I will pay you in 10 days, I will pay you. That same promise, if you type in WhatsApp, I can delete. So, in one physical document, Mahesh will give a document, hey, I promise to pay 500 rupees to you within next 3 months. That is called a promissory note, which is still used today. Mainly between people who give unsecured and secured loans. Secured loan also is fine, security is there. Unsecured loans are promissory notes. When there is no security, the only security is the trust of the people. Adukku or evidence, documentary evidence is called what? Promissory note. Are you following? Tomorrow, for example, Rishi wants 1 lakh. I gave him 1 lakh. He will give me a note. Sir, I promise to pay you 1 lakh within the next 6 months. That's it. So the current practical usage of bills of exchange is almost zero. Promissory note also I have never used in my life. Check very rarely here and there I use it. It's still there today, even though we are in the year 2024 now, it's still used, but the frequency is very less. But you can't tell, sir, then why am I studying, sir? Maths, you are studying calculus, sir. School, you study trigonometry. What is the use? I don't know. Unless you get into that field of science or applying the trigonometry, then there is going to be a use. Same way, this act, you need to understand, because I'll give you a classic example where it's going to be useful. I'll conclude the story later. When I started teaching back in 2018 in some academy, when I took the very first batch for foundation law with what I started, that time that academy gave me a check for 80,000 rupees after completing full foundation law batch. For almost some 120 hours I took, they gave over 6 months period I used to travel and take, they gave a check for 80,000 rupees. The check had a future date. Imagine now we are in the month of May. If I got the check now, the check had month of October. So I couldn't deposit in bank only in October. I also waited and deposited in October. In October, the check bounced, saying no balance. Then I called the academy. No academy. Academy closed. I called that founder. Phone switched off. What to do? How will I get that money? What is the remedy if somebody gives you a check and the check nambita, you gave them goods. Now when you deposit the check, money is not there. What to do? Remedy is there in Negotiable Instrument Act. Now are you understanding the practical implication, guys, which is practically applicable today? These provisions were added in 2015, 2018. This act got amended in 2015, 2018 also. Are you following, guys? So I have just given you a background. So far for exam, nothing important, but this is the background so that you understand, okay, why am I studying this at foundation level? Okay. Now, the next set of discussion is going to be understanding how a check works, promissory note works, and bill of exchange works. What we finished is basically, why do we have this act? Basically, it's instead of money, you have an instrument. It's equal to money. Instead of giving you 100 rupees, I can give you 100 rupees worth of check. Dilip Babu, following? Okay, fine. Now, what is a negotiable instrument? What are the essential characteristics? Okay, Contract Act, contract has essential characteristics. Sale of Goods Act, contract of sale has essential characteristics. Bailment, everything has essential characteristics or features. Like that, negotiable instruments also has essential characteristics, which is very, very important, especially in the first few attempts. They will ask this in exam. What are the essential characteristics? It could be case study question also. Now, check, promissory note and bill of exchange, keep in mind. Even if you are not understanding, keep check in mind. Okay, now, can I give you a check where it is oral check, idana check? It has to be in writing. Can I give you a check without signing? I can give, but there is no use. You can't encash it, correct? Are you following? So check has to be in writing. Check has to be signed. That means every negotiable instrument has to be in writing. It has to be signed. It is freely transferable from one person to another person. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Freely transferable by one person to another person. If I give you a blank check, you can give it to somebody else. He can give it to somebody else. You can give it to 100 other people. It is freely transferable. Are you understanding? Bills also, we will get to that. Bills can be endorsed. Okay. Now, before I go to the other features, it's much easier if I explain each instrument to you. So, I want to explain all the three instruments. I have also given you diagrams of each instrument. So, it's easy. Okay. Now, for example, let's say how a promissory note looks. In one very rare exam, they asked to draw a promissory note. Gone, clean bold student in inter exam. Draw a promissory note. So we have the diagram. Have a look at it. Draw a check means you can do something you remember, but promissory note, how to do it? So how they are saying promissory note looks like this. Left hand side will be the amount, right hand side will be the date. Okay. 3 months after due date, I promise to pay Shri Sibi or to his order sum of rupees 1 lakh, maker Rakesh. Now, promissory note has two parties. Let us replace these names with our example. In our example, who paid money to whom? Srijit paid 500 rupees to Mahesh. So, Mahesh is the maker. To whom is paying? Srijit. Okay. And to Srijit, instead of CB, I will write what? Srijit. So, promissory note will be created by the maker. So, promissory note has two parties. What are the two parties, guys? Maker and payee. Maker now, who is making it? Who is writing? I promise to pay. Promissory note means I promise to pay XYZ. Pay na yaar kaas varudhu. Whom I am paying. Are you following, guys? Clear. So, what are the two parties in promissory note? Maker and maker is the one who is making the instrument. Pay is the person to whom I am paying. Who is going to receive the money? Now, simple, you tell me. Who borrowed money? Maker or payer? Maker borrowed money. The maker of the promissory note only is borrowing the money. Avanda Mahesh. Who is borrowing? He will create this and give. We will sign. Or he avane sign pani kuduthruvan. Why should Srijit sign? So maker itself will make it, sign and give. I just have to check whether it's within the format. Are you following, guys? Clear? So parties to promissory note, we have maker, the person who makes the promise to pay. Pay is the person to whom the amount on the note is payable. Are you following, guys? Easy, clear? I'm not joking. CA Inter, I don't remember which year, but before 2020, around COVID time, they shocked us. Draw a promissory note in exam. Okay, very rarely they will ask, but just be aware of the parties. Okay, next. Let us go to a check. Let us go to a check. Let me finish off check, because check is something everybody knows. Or hold on, 1 second. Fine. So everybody clear with promissory note, guys? Okay. Now, let's go to check and bill of exchange. Let's understand check and bill of exchange. Same example for both instruments. Okay. Srijit purchased those goods, textile goods, and he is selling it, let's say, to Pothys, Chennai. Pothys is a textile company, they will buy and sell. So Srijit purchased the clothes, he made his own design. Srijit is the seller, Pothys is the buyer. Are you following, guys? Okay. Now, rupees 1 lakh is the value of sale. For example, I'm just changing the amount. Okay, 1 lakh is the value of sale. Pothys told, I will pay you after few months. Or let's say Pothys is giving a check, guys. He is giving a check for 1 lakh. Are you following, guys? Who is making this check? Pothys. So Pothys is making this check. On whom? Srijit. Correct? So remember, in all the three instruments, check, promissory note, bill of exchange, payee is the person who is going to get the money. Payee is the person who is going to get the money. Are you understanding, guys? Who is going to get the money here? So Srijit will be called the payee. Payee da yaru kaas varapodun solli. Now this check is made by whom? Pothys. So I can call Pothys maker or drawer of a check. Don't take the other meaning. Okay. This is called the drawer of the check. Are you following? If you don't understand, leave it. You focus on this. Okay. Now, so Pothys is the one who created the instrument. For check, we don't use the word maker. Promissory note is the maker payee. For check, we call it as drawer and payee. Who's going to pay? Who's going to pay? Loudly, who's going to pay? Who's that? No, who will pay money to Srijit? No, Pothis is not paying. Who's going to pay? Bank will pay. Correct. So let's say SBI is paying to Srijit on the instruction from Pothis. Correct. So that person is called drawee. So we have three parties. I'll make it simple. Pothis is instructing SBI to pay to Srijit. Correct. So how I am instructing? The drawer drew a check and drew it on SBI, asking SBI to pay to the payee, who is Srijit. So check will have three parties. I am going to make some statement. Tell me if it's true or false. In your mind, I want you all to answer. The check whose name is written in the on the blank check, who is going to get the money is called payee. True or false? True. In a check, the drawee will always be the bank. True or false? True. The person who's paying money, whose account money is going to reduce, is called drawer. True or false? True. Are you following, guys? Clear? Now next question. Can the drawer and payee in the check be same person? Can the drawer and payee in the check be same person? Yes or no? I will write a check, write my name itself and put in different bank. I will write ICICI bank and I will put in SBI account. I am transferring from one account to another account. I can do that. I can put in a different bank. Okay. So the drawer and payee can be the same or different person, but generally who will do that? It's like taking from one pocket and keeping in another pocket. I won't do it. Correct. And the drawee is always bank. So let's go to check and understand the terms. Why I am insisting so much on these terms? You need to be very clear who is who. Then the rest of the chapter will flow like this. Okay, it's a very easy chapter, guys. I know it's a lot of new additions, but it's scoring for us. Okay, parties to a check. Drawer, the person who draws a check, he has the liability to pay. Liability is primary and conditional. Drawee, the specific bank on whom the check is drawn, giving them the instruction to pay. Drawee in a check is always bank. Are you following, guys? Payee, the person named in the instrument who is going to get the money. Are you following, guys? Getting it very clear? Okay. These things are important. Concept is important, guys. I don't know if you are aware. Foundation law is only 100 marks, full theory. But inter same 100 marks law, 70 marks theory, 30 marks MCQ. We have to just wait and see, but trust me, within the next 5 years, they will introduce MCQ law in foundation itself. 70 marks descriptive, 30 marks MCQ. It will come. When I was writing foundation law, it was MCQ. Then again became descriptive. Now again, they might bring a mix. It's all, if you look at all the professional courses globally, it's a mix of descriptive and MCQ. It's mix of both. CPA Australia, it has mix of descriptive and MCQ. Descriptive now you should write or no. Laptop now you should type. You should type the answer. No need, no pen and paper and all. All other countries, no writing. You have to type. Only we are writing. Okay, fine. That's why we are in 1881 syllabus. Okay. Now, fine. Let's proceed. Check is done. Okay. Maybe after 20 years, we will have what is GPay in syllabus. Okay. Might be that. Let's proceed. Same example I am going to use. Say, don't write all this in exam, guys. Okay. Fine. Now, same example. Pothis, instead of giving a check, can give what? Bill. Or Pothis can give a promissory note also. They can give a promissory note. Pothis will now be called maker. Srijit is still the pay. So promissory note is done. Same example, I can give a bill. Let me show you how a bill looks. Before the check looks like this. You have seen enough number of checks. Just before the exam in your house, just take from your parents, see the check and go to exam. If they ask you draw the check now, you should be ready. Okay. Check is normal, no change. Okay. Fine. come down to bill of exchange. Bill of exchange also has three parties. It also has whom, guys? Three parties. Okay, fine. Okay, bill of exchange has three parties. Now, bill of exchange only is very important. Who will issue the bill? Srijita, Potisa. Who will issue the bill? Are you following? Who will issue? It can be anybody. But generally, who will issue? Who will issue? This is the little tricky part, you have to be very clear. Who is going to issue the bill? Now, in case of a promissory note, Pothis will issue the promissory note saying, I promise to pay up. Correct? But in case of bills, Srijit, the seller, will create a bill. He will first create a bill. So, since he is creating the bill, he is called drawer. But look at the difference. Promissory note la Pothis will create the bill and they will sign. But here Sridhar is creating the bill. So he will send this bill to whom? And Pothis have to accept this bill. Now I am going to accept to pay. I will make the payment, don't worry. Once they accept, Pothis is called drawee, or also known as acceptor, because they are accepting to pay. Generally, it is issued by seller. Sir, acceptor. Okay. So, follow, guys. Seller is the drawer. Buyer is the drawee or acceptor. Are you following, guys? Pothis is accepting to pay to whom? Srijit. So, Srijit also becomes pay. Are you following, guys? So, there are three parties, but in this transaction, we have only two parties, but three terms. So, Srijit, the seller, is the drawer of the bill. For him, it's a bills receivable. For Pothis, it's a bills payable. If this is clear in accommodation bills also, it's much easier. The confusing part in that is only the terms. Okay. Do you have it in accounts still? Yeah, it's there. Yes. 10 mark question. Correct. Fine. That also we have video. You can see that in recording, guys. Fine. So, Srijit is the seller. He is also called the drawer of the bill. Buyer is the person accepting, known as drawee or acceptor. And to whom I am paying, Srijit is called what, guys? Payee of the bill. So far clear. Trust me, once we start in this chapter, easily we will sail through it. These terms are very important because most students who come back with doubts don't understand who is who. Sir, yaar sir drawer, yaar sir drawee in kepam. That should be very clear in any transaction. If you are able to figure that out, chapter is over. Clear? Now let me continue in the same example. Srijit purchased from whom? Srijit sold to Pothis. Purchased from whom? Mahesh. Don't forget Mahesh, guys. Okay. So he purchased from Mahesh. Do you remember this, guys? So he has to pay Mahesh how much? 1000 rupees. Correct? So now look at this. If I am Srijit, Pothis will pay me. I will pay Mahesh. How much? 1000. Let's say it's 1000 rupees. Okay. So instead of this double work of Pothis paying me, then me collecting that money and paying it to Mahesh, in bill there is a concept called endorsement of bill. It's a huge concept. Endorsement, I can either write I or E. Endorsement with a I or E, both are fine. English of UK and US, that's it. Okay. Now what will happen? Pothis, instead of paying to Srijit, they will pay whom? Mahesh. Now the bill is having three parties. Who is the seller? Srijit. Who is the buyer? Pothis. Who sold goods to Srijit? Mahesh. Now tell me the terms. Who drew the bill? Drawer is Srijit is the drawer. That's not going to change. Who drew the bill will always remain the same. Who is the drawee? Both is. Because avanna acceptor and drawee. He accepted to pay. But now who is the payee? Mahesh became the payee, guys. Sridhar is no more the payee. Mahesh is the new payee. Are you following? So initially in the bill, seller itself will be payee. Unless I endorse the bill, there will be a different payee. How many times can I endorse? Can I endorse like Mahesh? Can Mahesh endorse to somebody else? Can he endorse to somebody else? How many times we can do this? Infinite times. There is no limit. Sir, then while endorsing, instead of writing Mahesh, I wrote Mahima. Wrong spelling. What to do? Not in syllabus. Don't worry. It was there in inter. It's removed now. Sir, wrong spelling I wrote. Sir, what if somebody cancels or tears the bill? What to do? CA inter not there. Foundation not there. You learn separately. I am not going to teach you now. We are focusing exam oriented. So you might get those questions. Okay. Following, guys. Sir, what if somebody steals the bill from Srijit and does forgery and gives to somebody? I am not going to give the answer. Not in syllabus. Don't panic about it. They are not going to ask in exam. Are you following, guys? So now we are clear with the three instruments, guys. Check, promissory note. In check, how many parties we have? 3. Promissory note. 2. Bill of exchange. 3. The check, the 3 parties are called drawer of a check. Drawer of a check is the person who is writing the check. My check I am tearing. Payee is the person to whom money is being paid. Drawee is always bank. In promissory note, we have 2. Maker is the person who is going to make the payment. To whom is going to pay? Pay. In bill of exchange, we have drawer. Drawer is the seller who has to receive the money. He will give the bill to drawee or also acceptor. And acceptor will pay to payee. Generally, drawer and payee is the same unless I endorse the bill to somebody else. Are you following, guys? These terms are clear. Can you see common in all the 3? Payee, payee, payee is the person to whom money is paid or the person who is going to receive the money. No change in that. Clear? These are the terms. Now, we should know the same thing is there here. Drawer, drawer of an instrument, drawee and payee. Are you following, guys? Perfect. Now, if you see, we are going to see essential features. If you look at the study mat, they would have given essential features or characteristics of negotiable instruments separately for check, separately for bill, separately for promissory note. It's there something like that? 5 points here or 10 points. How many points? Whatever. It's there separately for each. How many points? 8. Do you have it separately for each instrument? Each 8 point. That means 8 into 3. How much? 24 points. How to remember? No. I have not given the notes like that. I have summarized the notes. What I have done? First, I have given you common 8 points. Okay. In the note. These 8 points are there for everything. Then I have simplified it by doing, look at this. I have given these points which is there for bill of exchange promissory note, and additionally for promissory note, what are the extra points? So what I have done, common and all I have kept separately, extra points I have added separately. That's it. Are you following, guys? Clear? Now let's run through the essential features. Now it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. Inter they have not tested. What are the essential features? Foundation they may test. Okay. Fine. It is necessarily in writing we finished, signed, freely transferable. Why freely transferable? Now you will understand. Endorsement. You can endorse how many times? Infinite times. You can't restrict. If okay, are you following, guys? We can restrict, but not in syllabus. Leave it. So it's freely transferable. Holder's title is free from defects. That means, now simple example. I have a check. Okay. Check says 1 lakh payable to me. Now, for example, let's say somebody filed a case on me. Now, will the bank tell, hey, you're a criminal, I will not give the money to you? No. If check is on me, it is the holder's title. I am the holder. My title is free from any defect. I have to get the money. Check is there in my name means I have to get it. Are you following, guys? Clear? Next. It can be transferred any number of times till its satisfaction. I told you endorsement can happen infinite times, but within the time period. Bill is for 3 months and the 3 months you do how many times? Okay. Next. Can I tell? Okay, let's say I gave Higher Agreement one check for 10 crores. He said, sir, super sir, I am going to study CA. He went to the bank. Now the bank is saying, only if you marry this particular actress, I will give you the money. Can I keep condition? Or the bank is saying, only if RCB wins, you will get the money. Will you get the check? No. Okay. So, can I keep conditions in these instruments? Can the promissory note or bill or check have condition? Money will be paid only if you get 6-pack. Can I keep it like that? No. So, every negotiable instrument must have an unconditional promise to pay money. Are you following? There have been exam questions. They will tell, Shah Rukh Khan promised to pay 20 lakhs to Amir Khan if Salman Khan gets married. Is this promissory note valid? No. A promissory note has a condition. It should be unconditional. Are you following, guys? There should not be any condition. Now, in the check, I am giving these points common for all instruments. Okay. In the check, can I write payable is 1 lakh or 2 lakhs? Go to the bank on odd day means 1 lakh. Go to the bank on even day means 2 lakhs. Can I keep different amount? Amount should be fixed. Can I keep two amounts, guys? This is not in the amount. Otherwise, this money. No. Can I tell? Movie hit means pay him 2 crores. Movie flop means pay him 2 lakhs. Can I keep different amount in the instrument? No. Bill, promissory note and check. Amount should be certain. Amount should be certain. Are you following, guys? Clear? Hello? Are you following up? Amount. So what are the points here? It should be in writing, signed, freely transferable, title is there, transferable any number of times, and it should be certain. Last point. Now, I told everybody, if after you clear your foundation exam, I will give each of you 5,000 rupees as gift. So I prepared 500 checks, writing each of your names, but the check is in my bag only. Will you get the money? Why? The check should be given to you. The possession should be transferred. That means I should have delivered it to you. So they are saying negotiable instrument should be delivered. What is the maker made the check but never gave to the payee? What is the point? Drawer made the bill but never gave to drawee. That's not an instrument. It's not accepted. Are you following, guys? Clear? These are some basic instruments. Now if you look at this, same points will repeat again. Features. This is features for what? Essential features for promissory note and bill. Look at these points. All the 8 points, if you see, they keep repeating, and in those 8 points, 5 to 6 are common points. Again, writing, express, it must be signed, it must have 2 parties or 3 parties in case of bills of exchange. Amount must be certain. Order to pay money, it must be stamped. Stamped will come only in bills of exchange and promissory note, not for check. Stamp now, not the court stamp. It's stamp duty. That stamp duty must be there. Are you following, guys? In case of promissory note, additionally, it must be definite and unconditional. A same Salman Khan example or RCB example, same unconditional. In case of check, are they same 6 points or 7 points or 8 points? Additionally, what point? Drawn on specified. That means I already told you, drawee must be a banker. Are you following, guys? And it must be payable on demand. This I will explain. I will explain. Leave this last point. It must be payable on demand. I will explain. Don't worry about that. So, what you have understood so far, all points are common. Extra points, if you see, promissory note, what is the extra point? Must be definite and unconditional. For check, you have 2 extra points. It's not 24 points, it's just 10 points. 8 plus 1, 2 points. Are you following? That's how I gave you the notes by summarizing it. Clear? Perfect. Now, with this, the basics of this chapter is done. This last point on demand I will explain when the time comes, not now. So now we have understood what is a check, promissory note, bills of exchange with the respective parties and its features. Keeping this in mind only, there is one difference question also in the book. Okay. There have been a difference question just for 2. I have given you a difference for all 3. One difference dabba. Whichever 2 they give, you can write with these basis points. Are you following, guys? Okay. For example, parties, 2 parties, 3 parties, 3 parties. 1 point. Are you following, guys? Acceptance. Promissory note, no need any acceptance because I am signing. Which needs acceptance? Bills. Bills has acceptance. Check, not necessary. Like this, I have given you some features, some what is there in the book, difference table. Now, if you go through a difference table, you will understand. I generally never teach difference because if you understand both, difference is just a summary of it. Okay, fine. Can we proceed, guys? So that's how a check looks, all of this. Sir, what is the next type of discussion that we have in this? All of these instruments have different types. It's like, to give you context, in Contract Act, we had express contract, implied contract, void contract, voidable contract, or contract could be, if you see, based on performance, executor and executory. Like that, other same contract has different types of, different wings to it. Like that, negotiable instrument has different types. We have 4 ways of classifying this. All the 4 are important. Anything can be a straightforward direct question in exam. One is order instrument versus bearer instrument. One is demand instrument versus time instrument. Next is inland instrument versus foreign instrument, and last one is ambiguous instrument versus incoherent instrument. That means incomplete instrument. Same thing is there in our notes. I will explain each one. What is each of the types? If you see in the subsequent pages after this difference table, the same PDF is there in the link, guys. Okay, I have uploaded the new one today only. Today morning only I uploaded this. Okay, we have bearer and order instrument, inland and foreign instrument, demand and time instrument, incoherent and ambiguous instrument. 4 types of classification. Okay, I will explain conceptually each of this. All these 4 is there in study mat. Can you find it in different pages? They have tested all these 4 in inter. How, sir? Straightforward question, 4 mark question. What is order versus bearer? 6 mark question. What is inland versus foreign? 4 mark question. What is demand versus time? Straightforward he will ask. That means it becomes very important for foundation because first time they are not going to ask complex questions. They will ask straightforward questions. Okay, in a direct area. So let's understand each of this. I'll go in the same order of order versus bearer instrument. Okay, I'm writing 2 checks. Okay, same SBI, 10,000, 10,000. In check I can't write 10k, guys. Example I'm showing 10,000, 10,000. Here I'm writing Dilli Babu. Here I'm writing blank. Signed, signed. What is the difference between these 2? Dilli Babu check name is there means only Dilli Babu will get the money. Sir, what if there are 4 Dilli Babus? Anybody can take. Anybody in that name will get. Are you following up? That I can't do. I gave Dilli Babu. Dilli Babu stole from Dilli Babu means I can't do anything. Okay. But whosoever name is there, they will only get that money. Blank check now. Anyone can take the money. I will go to the bank, give this and take the money. Anyone can take. Correct? Dilli Babu's name is there. That is called order check. No. Order instrument. Any instrument. Promissory note or bill of exchange or check where the pay, who's going to get the money? Where the pay name is mentioned, it's called order instrument. If the pay name is not mentioned, it's called blank check, bearer instrument. Blank check is called bearer instrument. But don't use the word blank check. Shakespeare law, bearer instrument. Okay, that's it. Bill, sorry. No, sometimes there's a concept called endorsement in blank. So what will happen in bill, Pothis is the drawee. But when I am doing endorsement, there's a concept called blank endorsement. I will put blank name and endorse it, like a blank check. We don't have in syllabus, but it's a concept called blank endorsement. So when I'm endorsing it, I will endorse without name. It becomes a blank check. Okay. Clear, guys? Now we understood what is order instrument and bearer instrument. So same thing is there over here. Look at this. Bearer instrument is the one where the payee's name is blank. Order instrument is the one. It is payable to a specific person or to his order. Understanding? Clear? Fine. Perfect. Next is demand versus time instrument. Okay. Come down over here. Same example. Let's keep Dilli Babu check on one side. Other side, I am converting this to a promissory note. I am using the same example. Who made promissory note for us, guys? Mahesh promised to pay 500 to Srijit in the next 3 months. After 3 months, let's say after 3 months. Both instruments are made on the same day. Let's say now May. Let's put month, guys. Easy to May and May. Okay, fine. Let's say May 2024. May 2024. These instruments are made. Okay. Check. Dilli Babu went to the bank today itself and deposited in the bank. Working day, working hours. He went at 2:30 after lunch, or let's say he went at 10:30 when they opened and gave the check to the bank. Can the bank tell Dilli Babu, come after 10 days? Hello? No. What bank will do? Accept the check, give the money immediately. Correct? Bank can never tell, hey, come after 2 months. They can tell, come tomorrow. If the bank is closed today, you go at 9 p.m., they will tell, come tomorrow. If you go in the working hours to give the check, they have to give you what? Cash. Sometimes they will tell, sorry sir, 20 minutes later we are going to close. Can you come tomorrow? Okay, you will come tomorrow if it's not urgent. Now, can Srijit daily call Mahesh and tell, hey, 500 reminder, 500 reminder? No. Can he ask for the 500? When he can ask? After 3 months. Same thing bill. We studied bill has 1 month or 2 months or 3 months due data. In accounts, you have studied that 3 months bill. During the 3 months, can I torture the other party? No. What you should do? Wait for 3 months. Correct? Now, time instrument is an instrument which has a time specified for payment. Like promissory note or bill has 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. Until that time is completed, you can't ask payment. After that time, you ask payment. Demand instrument means it's a check. Example is check. If I give you check today, you can deposit in the bank today, tomorrow, or after 1 month also. Whenever you ask the bank, they have to make the payment immediately. Are you following, guys? Sometimes promissory note also can be demand. Meaning, Mahesh will tell, I will pay you whenever you ask me. I will pay you whenever you ask me. That means no time limit. Whenever you ask, I will pay. Are you following, guys? It depends on the maker, how he wants to make it. So, to summarize, demand instruments are in basic, in simple, look at this. See, a promissory note or bill of exchange in which no time for payment is mentioned. Sir, 3 months I didn't mention, sir. No time is mentioned. Then it is payable on demand. But generally, bill will have what? Time. So, if time is given, look, then you will, it's called a time instrument. Are you following, guys? Sir, time kudutha time instrument, sir. Time kudukla, sir. It's blank demand instrument. That's it. But I have to write an exam. This now go back to features. Go back to features. I told you I'll tell you one point later. Read the point. Checks. One special point is there in features. Must be payable on demand. Are you understanding now? That means checks are always payable on demand. Checks will never have time limit. If you go to bank, they have to pay you. If you go to bank, they have to pay you. That means, can I summarize this for exam? Sir, exam I want to know, sir. Check is always payable in demand. Promissory note and bill depends on how you draft it. It can be demand, it can be time based on what you decide. Are you following, guys? Understanding? That time, how do I communicate that time? We have to use some wordings after 3 months, at 3 months. Those wordings technically the law uses after a fixed period, after sight, on a specified day, on after happening of some event. Time instrument is not only time. Sometimes I will tell time instrument on happening of an event which is certain to happen is known as a time instrument. I will pay you 1 lakh upon the death of X. Death is certain. Are you following, guys? So you will wait till the death for the payment. Are you getting it, guys? Understanding? Here I can't tell. I will pay you 1 lakh after you pass CA. It's not a certain event. Certain means it will definitely happen. Classic example is death. Are you following, guys? Okay. Understanding this? Hello, following? How many of you studying first time? Oh, almost the whole class. Online, how many of you studying first time? Put in the chat. Google Meet, tell first time in chat. YouTube fellows, type in the chat first time. Okay. Exam is hardly 1 month away. Now only you are studying first time. I thought you are all coming here for revision, but no worries. Are you understanding in the speed? Is it fast? Slow? Can I continue same pace? Okay. Fine. So we have finished which two? Order and barrier, demand versus time. How do you expect exam question? Differentiate between demand and time instrument. 3 marks. Easy. Are you following? Of course, you have to use the terms in the book or the material. I am teaching you the concept. Easy to learn after this. Clear? Fine. Next. I will come to inland versus foreign instrument a little later. Let me take ambiguous and incoherent instrument. Ambiguous instrument means, now look at this. I showed you a bill looks like this. Bill looks like this. Promissory note looks like this. And both of them are done in stamp paper. Okay. I have drafted so well that is the promissory note bill and therla saranakku. 2 parties only. Okay. You have written so well. It's very confusing. I don't know if it's a bill or promissory note. What to do? What to do? Check is problem won't come because check is given by the bank. Only bills of exchange and promissory note I will draft from scratch. You are so good in drafting that is the letter or notice I don't know. Like English. Letter or notice I don't know. You mixed both the formats and made something. What to do? That's called ambiguous instrument. In exam, if they ask you to draw, most probably you will draw ambiguous instrument. So ambiguous instrument, what to do? Can I say instrument is void? No, I can't say it's void because there is a liability to one party and one party signed up. So what the act is saying in 1881, because of this confusion in creating instrument, the party should not be affected. Let the party who's going to receive the money decide whether it is bill or promissory note. My choice to decide. Are you following? Let's say in your house after you got married, your wife cooked something. Okay. She told pongal and gave you some pongal. It is sweet or karama, you are not able to find out. It's mixed in between. 1 spoon is sweet, 1 spoon is spicy. What you will do? She's saying, come on, how is the pongal? Send a message. You should tell sweet pongal is very good or spicy pongal is very good. Only one you can decide what to do. Pongal is good, you will send. But if you have to decide one, you are now based on, okay, I ate 10 spoons, 7 spoons was sweet, 3 spoons was spicy, so sweet pongal is very good. You will send the message, correct? So you will decide whether it's sweet or karam spicy pongal. Like that, when instrument is ambiguous, an instrument which is vague and cannot be clearly identified as a bill or promissory note, it's called as an ambiguous instrument. Such the holder, whoever is having that instrument, may at his discretion treat it either as the instrument, treat it as either, I can call it either promissory note or bill, and later you can't change it. After you messaged sweet pongal, now wife is asking, sweet pongal, I didn't make sweet pongal. You can't tell, hey, no, I meant something else. Once you decide, you're gone. That's it. Are you following, guys? Getting the logic, Shweta, understanding? Sure. What example we're discussing? It is dependent on the person who's giving, but it's now who has the instrument? The payee, the holder only will have, no, he will decide. Okay. First of all, practically this is very rare to happen, because today who is giving bills and promissory note? These questions is theoretical. It's like in company accounts we have share first call, second call, final call. Practically that practice is stopped 10-20 years back. Now full money comes on application, but we are still studying. Why? Then only some will be hard. Otherwise first entry will finish, bank account debit to share application, full money collected, no arrears, no advance, no complication. Okay, so it's like that. Getting it, guys? Sir, exam, what? Ambiguous instrument is an instrument which is either a promissory note or bills of exchange. It's not clear and vague. The holder can decide whatever he wants between those two. Once you decide, you can't change. Are you following? Understanding a higher grip, following? Next, inchoate instrument. Sir, Latin term, sir. Shakespeare English. It is nothing but incomplete instrument. Sir, I got one instrument, date is missing, what to do? I got an instrument, date is missing, what to do? It's an incomplete instrument, what I will do? Complete it by adding the date. That's it. Are you following, guys? Check is missing, checklist sign is missing, what to do? You can't sign. So incomplete means, look at this. For example, blank check is a classic example of incomplete instrument. Are you following up? Giving you a blank check where the name of the party is missing. What I will do? Add the name. That's it. So look at this. Leaving the instrument either wholly blank or having written on it the word incomplete. Such an instrument is called inchoate instrument. Incomplete. Exam should write what? Inchoate. Okay. This gives the power to its holder, whoever is having it, to make it complete by writing the amount within the specified limits. This is very important. Sir, what do you mean by specified limit? I gave Dilli Babu blank check. He thought, super sir, I wrote 100 crores on the check. So what is the limit? What is my balance? My account balance has 2 lakhs. You can write up to 2 lakhs. So you can fill it within the limits of the instrument. Are you following, guys? Sir, what do you mean by limits of instrument? For a check I understood. What about bills of exchange or promissory note? Bills of exchange or promissory note is done on a stamp paper. Have you seen a stamp paper? Hello? If I ever show you a stamp paper, you might have seen, but let's simply see one for those who have not seen. Stamp paper is still very much validly used. Okay. So this is how a stamp paper looks. Can you see, guys? Yeah, this is how a stamp paper looks. You have seen 100 rupees stamp paper, 50 rupees stamp paper, all of that. There is a famous scam in India. In CA interclass, I will discuss this scam. There is a scam called Telgi scam. One guy, how you are aware about what all scam, Baidu scam, then Commonwealth scam, 2G scam, you are aware. Very popular scam, very smart fellow. His name is Telgi. Okay, if I just type in Google Telgi, he will come. All the people who have done scams are very smart. Correct? Harshad Mehta, Vijay Mallya, all are smart fellows. You have to appreciate their brains first of all. They have broken the system. This guy, even the Telgi fellow, Telgi scam. Okay, jailed for 30 years in stamp paper scam, very big scam it is. In inter class we have case study where I make students do presentation, but basically what he did, government, to summarize it in 1 minute, stamp paper can be printed only by government. Okay, how currency can be printed by government, stamp paper will be printed by government. Using his contacts, what government did, that machine which is used for printing stamp paper, no, you can't use forever, correct? After few years I will throw that machine. He bought that machine in scrap. Then he set up one factory. Then that machine he used and he printed stamp paper using his contacts. He started making stamp paper. You know, when he did this for something else, he got arrested. Then in the jail he made friends with stamp paper company. Then he came out. Then he did this next scam. Okay, fine. It's one very what to say, very smart scam. Okay, wow. So in this stamp paper only you have to do. What is stamp paper? To give you a context, if I am buying a house for 1 crore, I should have, for example, 100 rupees stamp paper. If I am buying a house for 5 crores, I should have 500 rupees stamp paper. This is not the actual value. Giving example. If I am buying a house for 10 crores, I should have, let's say, 1000 rupees stamp paper. So higher the value of the loan or promise made, higher the value of stamp paper. That's what he's saying in the book. The person who's filling the amount cannot fill any amount of his choice. He has to fill the amount within the limits specified in the stamp paper affixed. That means if my stamp paper is 100 rupees, you can maximum write how much? 1 crore. In my example, this is not the actual amount. They won't test you. Sir, 100 rupees stamp paper, what is the amount? I also don't know. They are the syllabus. I'm just telling you, it should match with the stamp paper limit. Are you following, guys? In this class, 100 students can sit comfortably. I can't call 500 students and make them sit here. And the limit it should fit. Are you following, guys? Clear? This is inchoate versus ambiguous instrument. Clear, guys? Are you all following? Hello, all of you with me? We are done with 70% of the syllabus of Negotiable Instruments Act. I'm not joking. That's all syllabus. We just have 4 more concepts, 4 to 5 more concepts left. Okay. Easy or difficult, guys? Okay. So we are done with order versus bearer, demand versus time, ambiguous versus inchoate. We still have inland versus foreign and then moving to check. Let me go to inland versus foreign instrument. For that they have given some points. First I will teach you conceptually, then I will tell you, sir, for exam what is the shortcut. Okay. There are 3 important metrics that I have to consider. The first metric is, where is the instrument drawn? Let me write that separately. Leave the diagram. I will explain this later. The chart looks confusing until I explain. Okay. Drawn in India. The first metric is drawn in India. We are going to spend almost 15 minutes over here, guys. Little important this area. Drawn in India. Second metric is made payable in India or drawn upon person resident in India. Okay. So second point is made payable in India. So payable in India. Third is drawn upon person resident in India. Let me explain this with examples. So we have 3 metrics, 1, 2, 3, correct? Drawn upon person outside India, payable outside India. Perfect. Okay. These are the only 3 metrics, guys. Fine. Let me give an example. Let's say, for example, we'll take, I forgot your name, so Binayak, yeah, correct. Binayak, what he was doing after exam till results time, he was using Facebook or Instagram. He made a friend with somebody in China. Some Chinese became his friend. He or she, whoever. Okay. He became very close to that person. Then that person told from China, hey, I need money. Can you send some money to me? So what Binayak did, he wrote a check in his house in Chennai and he sent the check in courier to his close friend in China. Now, is this instrument inland instrument or foreign instrument? Are you following? How they will ask questions is of two types. Direct question, what is inland versus foreign instrument? 4 marks. Or they will give a scenario and they will ask you, hey, the inland or foreign instrument? Now, I am giving you a scenario. Theory is very easy. I will give shortcut in the ending. Now, what Binayak? Where is Binayak? In Chennai, India. He wrote check in India, and he sent the check to his Chinese friend, close friend. Sorry, he sent it to his Chinese close friend. Now, it is drawn in India. Payable where? Payable in China. Drawn upon person resident in India. Drawn upon, so instrument made in India, and it is drawn in India, sorry, drawn in India, drawn upon resident, yeah, payable outside India, correct, these 3 points. Payable in India, here also, this payable where guys? In China, so it's payable outside India, drawn upon person resident in India. Is it drawn upon person resident in India? No, it's drawn upon Chinese friend, correct? So is this inland or foreign instrument? Foreign instrument. How, sir? I'll give you the shortcut, then we'll get to logic. Out of these 3, any 2 should be India. That's it. Out of these 3, any 2 should be India. Are you following, guys? In our example, how many are in India? 1. Only drawn in India, and rest all are outside India. So it is a foreign instrument. Are you following, guys? Babu following up. Now I'll explain this chart, and then I'm going to give you at least 4 to 5 examples which you can relate. For example, let's say Sunil Narayan won man of the series. He got a check. Inland or foreign instrument? You tell me, guys. Sunil Narayan, Kolkata won the IPL. Sunil Narayan got a check for 1 crore for man of the series. Okay, the check is given by BCCI to him. Is this inland or foreign instrument? You have to see. Now, the check given to Sunil Narayan, is it drawn in India? Yes. Is it payable in India? Depends where he is going to deposit the check. Is he depositing in Chennai bank after getting the check, or is he taking to West Indies? Drawn upon person resident in India? No, Sunil Narayan is a West Indies person. So now it depends where it is payable. It depends where Sunil Narayan is depositing the check. Chennai bank he is depositing. Yes, it becomes an inland instrument. He is going to West Indies. There he is depositing. It becomes a foreign. Are you following, guys? Depends where it is payable. Okay, fine. Now if you look at this chart, guys, very easy. Okay, follow carefully. We have to check 2 points. Instrument, whether it is drawn in India, drawn outside India, or drawn in India. Okay, the act is giving points like this. The shortcut is not there in the book. 2 out of 3, sir. It is inland instrument. That is what I am telling you for exam. How the act is saying is, act is saying step 1, check where it is drawn. That's why I am giving the first condition. Check where it is drawn. So act is saying check where it is drawn. India va, outside India va. If it is drawn in India, then any one other point is enough. For example, made payable in India or drawn upon a person resident in India, then 2 out of 3 satisfied. Then it becomes an inland instrument. I am telling you how the law is drafted. Law is drafted like this. It tells first where it is drawn. It is going to check the drawing condition. BCCI drew the check in India. If it is drawn in India, in the next 2 conditions, look at this, drawn in India and any one of these 2, either payable in India or payable drawn upon a person resident in India, any one, it becomes inland instrument. Sir, it is drawn outside India. That means first condition fail. That means condition 2 and 3 should pass. That's why if you look at this, they are saying if the first condition failed and it is drawn upon resident outside India and payable outside India, it becomes foreign instrument. This chart is aligning with study mat as per act. To make it simple for you, these are the 3 points. Out of 3, any 2 should be India. Any 2 guys. That is enough for exam. But நீ அந்த பார்க்குற any 2ல the first I want you to see drawn in India. That is as per act. Following the procedure. First you see it's drawn in India. Yes sir, drawn in India. Then within the next 2, any one in India, enough. Sir, drawn in India, fail. Then the next 2 has to be in India. That's how the law is made. That only I gave in this diagram. Little bit confusing. If you are not understanding this, leave it. 3 la 2. That's it. Enough for exam. Now I'll give example. Let's say Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma went to US for playing the World Cup. Okay. There in restaurant, bill was $1,000. Virat Kohli drew a check and gave it to Rohit Sharma. Here, take the money. Now, is this instrument inland or foreign instrument? You got the question? Where is it drawn? Outside India. Is it drawn upon a person resident in India? Yes. Rohit Sharma is resident in India. Where it's payable? Depends where Rohit Sharma is going to encash the check. In US bank he puts, now it becomes foreign instrument. If he comes to India, then it becomes an inland instrument. Let me give you more examples which you can connect. Okay. Let's go back to Binayak. Now, Binayak went to China after 2 months to meet his friend. Now, after meeting his friend in China, Binayak and his friend together came back to Chennai. He went alone, he came back together. Okay, fine. No, his friend and Binayak both are in Chennai now. Now, his friend is giving Binayak a check. His Chinese friend is giving a check to Binayak. Binayak is smart. So, he got the check from his Chinese friend. Now, and he went to the bank in Chennai, Mylapore and deposited. Is this inland or foreign instrument? Is this drawn in India? Yes. Payable in India? Yes. Drawn upon person resident in India? Yes. Now, Binayak got married and left to China, shifted to China. Now, is he a resident in India? No. Are you following up? In these 3 conditions, check for any 2. That's all. Understanding, guys? Any 2 satisfied, na inland, otherwise foreign. Now, you think of any example, guys. Let's say Indian, let's say went to Olympics, won the gold medal, got some check. Inland or foreign instrument? Is it drawn in India? No. Olympics never going to happen in India, at least planning in India. No. So drawn outside India. Payable in India? Depends. Is it drawn upon from resident in India? Yes. So where it is payable, depending upon that, we will decide. Question will give a hint on that. Are you following, guys? That's it. Super. With this, we are done with inland and foreign instrument. Are you following, guys? Okay. Today I will end this class, part 1 of Negotiable Instrument Act, after taking 2 more topics. Not ending now, 2 more topics, guys. Okay. So all the basics is done. I have finished checks, bills and all of this. This part is fairly simple, which I will take in tomorrow's class or later. It will be for recording, it will be part 1, part 2. We are done with everything. I have to explain only 2 more concepts to you guys. What happens in case of a dishonor of a check? Very, very important. And what is the meaning of holder and holder in due course? These 2, if I explain this, and dishonor of a check. Dishonor of check means what? Check I went and put in the bank, check bounced. Check bounce, have you heard of? Balance illa sir, check la kaas varla. What to do? Okay. So these 2 we'll see. Holder and holder in due course is a detailed concept, but unfortunately in foundation syllabus, they have just given the basics. Who is a holder? Who is a holder in due course? That meaning is important because they use it left, right, center. This becomes introduction for your part 2 video, okay, or part 2 class for you guys, okay, fine. Now, last two concepts. Let's take an example to understand this better. Holder in due course. We'll start off with the same example where Srijit sold goods to Pothis for 1 lakh and he gave a bills receivable. Okay. We know concept of endorsement. Pothis endorsed this bill to Sangeeta restaurant. Okay. Endorsed it to Sangeeta restaurant. Okay. Why Pothis employees to Sangeeta restaurant gave some lunch. So they have to pay 1 lakh. For that Pothis gave to Sangeeta restaurant. One of the employees of Sangeeta restaurant is Rishi. What he did, he stole that bill. He stole that bill and now bill is with whom? Rishi. Now Rishi went to Chroma store. What is Chroma store? Electronics. Tata Chroma. Everybody is aware, not aware? Chroma, you can buy electronics, fridge, TV. So Rishi went, 1 lakh check. He went to Chroma. He purchased one, 65-inch TV for his house for seeing class. Okay. So he purchased one Chroma TV for himself. There in the Chroma, he gave that same bill. Now look at that bill. From Srijit, it went to Pothis to Sangeeta restaurant. From restaurants, Rishi is the robber or thief. He stole it and he gave it to Tata Chroma. Chroma gave it to its employee. Assume the employee, your name, first row. Ishwar, sorry. So Ishwar is the employee of Chroma who took that check. He is keeping with his hand on behalf of Chroma to deposit in the bank. Suma kaila vechirukam. It's not his check. He kept it in the file and that file is in his bag. Okay. Now, first who had that bill? Pothis. In the due course of business, in the ordinary course of business, instead of getting money, I got a bill. So Pothis is called, who's having the check at that point? Holder is somebody who's holding the check. Who's holding this pen? Me. I'm the holder. If this is a check, who is the holder of this check? Me. Holder na yaar kaila check irukku. Who is having the possession of the check? Now Pothis has the possession of the check in due course of business. So he is called HDC. Holder in due course. He gave it to Sangeeta. Sangeeta restaurant also got it in the due course of their business. Kaasuk badla they got this bill whatever. So they are also called holder in due course. Rishi, did he get in due course of business? What he did? Stole it. So Rishi is not holder in due course. He is called holder. Tata, now he gave it to Tata Chroma. Tata Chroma got it in course of business. So they are called holder in due course. Employee Ishwar is a holder. You told the answer. I didn't tell you. So now you know who is the holder and holder in due course. Sir, what is the difference, sir? No, sir, what is the point of classification? Holder in due course means someone who is getting the negotiable instrument in due course for consideration. Consideration ke badala I'm getting the instrument. He is called holder in due course. You can even take the C as consideration. Are you following, guys? Clear? Next. Holder is someone who got the instrument without consideration. Stealing, gift, donation, all this will come under holder. Are you following, guys? Clear? Sir, then what is the advantages of holder in due course? Okay. Now, what they are saying, holder in due course, follow very carefully. Now, from, let's say, this employee Ishwar, imagine Ishwar gave this to the bank Okay, for getting the money. Now, who has to pay the money? Ishwar gave it to bank on behalf of Tata Chroma. So, Chroma should get the money. So, who should pay? Pothys only should pay. Correct. Pothys only endorsed it. Correct. So, Pothys will pay to whom? Bank on behalf of Tata. If Pothys fails to pay, Tata will ask whom? Rishi. Rishi, can he ask Sangeeta? No. But if Rishi is not there, Sangeeta can ask Pothys. That means if something happens for the instrument, party is not making the payment, instrument is stolen, whatever happens, holder in due course will get his full rights to recover the money. A holder will not have the right to recover the money. Are you following, guys? Now look at the difference. Holder of a promissory note, bill of exchange means any person entitled in his own name to recover the amount from the parties. A holder means owner of a negotiable instrument. What is required is a right of possession. He only has the right of possession. Let's go for holder in due course to understand the difference. Holder in due course means any person who receives it for consideration. Are you following, guys? And the amount becomes payable even if there is any defect in the title. Meaning, look at this. Rishi has a defect in title. Rishi is the robber. He doesn't have the right to transfer this ownership. Because first of all, it's not his, he stole it. But still, when he gave it to Tata, the Tata gets full rights in the instrument. Tata becomes HDC because they received it for consideration. Meaning, tomorrow, Sangeeta restaurant will go and tell Pothys, hey, somebody stole from me, don't give the money. If Tata is going and asking money, Pothys has to give. Because Tata is a holder in due course. They will tell, I don't know, who asked you to lose it? Are you following? So, holder in due course gets the full right to recover the money even if the instrument has any defect. But a holder does not have the full right. He only has the right to retain the possession. Are you getting it, guys? If there is a defect in the instrument, the defect is there for him also. Are you getting it? Let me give you another classic example for you to understand this. I told you something called inchoate instrument, incomplete instrument. Now look at how beautifully the law is drafted. Now you will get the clarity. In incomplete instrument, we can complete in sonana. We can complete, but within the limit of the instrument. Correct? Within the limit. So let's assume I have a 100 rupees stamp paper whose limit is 1 crore. Okay. If holder in due course and holder get this instrument, incomplete instrument, if I am completing it, look at the wordings in inchoate instrument now. Look at this. Oh, it's down, sorry. Yeah, inchoate instrument. I intentionally skip that point over there. Okay. Now, in inchoate instrument, the person who is completing, if he is a holder in due course, can recover any amount on the instrument provided it's covered by the stamp duty. The holder of such instrument cannot recover the amount in excess of the amount intended to be paid by the signer. Let me explain this. I have given a promissory note where 100 rupees is the stamp paper. What is the limit? I gave you a blank promissory note and I told you they limit to 1 crore, but you write only 10 lakhs. Okay, you write only 10 lakhs. Both of you wrote 10 lakhs. Are you following, guys? Will both of you get this 10 lakhs? Yes. Because you wrote within the limit of not the instrument what I wanted to pay. Now I gave you the instrument, blank check or blank promissory note. I asked you to fill. Limit is how much? 1 crore. What I told, 10 lakhs na ildilam soli. HDC wrote off 1 crore. Holder also wrote 1 crore. Who will get 1 crore? HDC will get the 1 crore. Holder will not get the 1 crore. Are you following, guys? So, to summarize, if I give you a blank promissory note and tell you to fill the amount by yourself, even if the limit is 1 crore, I wanted you to fill only 10 lakhs. If you are a holder, you can get only 10 lakhs. If you are a holder in due course, you can get up to 1 crore. You might ask, sir, how, sir, I will prove? That's my problem in court. Okay, are you following, guys? Now read these points again. The holder in due course can, however, in the blank instrument, when I fill the amount, can recover any amount on such instrument provided stamp duty allows for the same. Holder can recover only what was intended to be paid by the signer. To give you a classic example, I gave Hayagriva a blank check. Today is his birthday. I told him, birthday, Appa. Okay, take 5,000 rupees gift. Okay, so I wanted to pay him how much? 5,000. So I gave a gift to Hayagriva for how much? 5,000 blank check. My account has a balance of 1 lakh. Now Hayagriva is holder in due course. So how much he can write? 5,000 only. Anything more than 5,000 he writes, he will not get the money. But imagine I had to pay Hayagriva some money for buying some clothes from him. Now I gave him check. I told him to fill 5,000. Now he is a holder in due course. He can write 5,000 or 1 lakh up to the balance. He will get the full money. Are you getting it? Now you might tell, sir, problem no, sir. How I will prove? Why I am giving blank check? Why are you giving incomplete instrument? The idea is holder in due course should receive consideration so he can fill any amount. Are you following this, guys? Everybody understood? Clear? 100%. I just want secondary confirmation from everybody. Everybody watching YouTube and Google Meet, just type a yes if you have understood this holder in due course. Otherwise, I am totally okay in explaining again, even if one student has a doubt. Everybody here clear? Google Meet, type fast. YouTube, it will come late, but just type it. If you have a doubt, type it. Type a yes if you have understood. Perfect, guys. Fine. Okay. Last concept, I will again resume back my story, which I started off when I started teaching. It's a real story. I'm not joking. Okay. So when I started teaching, I told you back in 2018, yeah, 80,000 was the check I got. This academy was very far away from Chennai. Sholingalur, everybody knows of. Signal. From Sholingalur, 1 hour I have to go. So from Sholingalur, 1 hour more if I drive and go, it's full of vacant lands. Suddenly in the highway, there is one random building. There I saw one academy. Then I went to that academy for teaching. That was the place where I started teaching, the first foundation law batch. I went there. In that class, there were about exactly, I think 16 students, if I still remember. Okay, 16 students were there. Back in 2018, September month I went. Okay, so they had 16 students over there studying foundation. Some other law faculty already finished half law. I had to finish the balance. But I told, those students told, sir, we didn't understand. So I had to teach the whole thing again. So I was teaching the whole thing for them again. I think August, September, October. 3-4 months I thought. For them exam was in December 2018. Okay. For that they gave a check of 80,000 rupees. My travel cost was very high to go that far and come. I generally prefer traveling in cab only. So I used to go in cab and coming back. Cab because I can drive, but in the cab I reply to chats, I do some work, all of that. Okay. So while I was going there, then I spoke to those students. Those students paid fees 2 lakhs for foundation. For CA foundation, they paid 2 lakhs. Then they paid, apart from 2 lakhs, they paid per month hostel fees 9,000 rupees, including food. Per month hostel 9,000 with food. Everything in the same building. It was a new building. I understood. So somehow someone fooled them. They were all outstation students. So they were all kids of some other outstation like Vellore, Pondicherry. From there somebody used the contacts and brought them over here by paying 2 lakhs for foundation. I didn't know what I should do. Should I tell them, "Dey neenga maatikittingala?" Or should I be, okay, my role is a faculty, teach and come back. I don't know what to do, but I said, okay, fine, let me teach. Ending, I only got caught. Okay, fine. So they gave the check to me. He gave the check around September, October or something. He gave the check. Then the check bounced after the batch. He told, please deposit after the batch, sir. I deposited, it bounced. Okay, it's a big story. Then again next year they kept somewhere else, all of that. Check bounced. Now what are my rights? This is a criminal offense. That time I didn't know this. I didn't study Negotiable Instrument Act that time. It was not in syllabus when I studied or when I am teaching also. So bounced, now I left it. I waited for 6 months. Okay, I kept calling him. So I lost that money. Not even 1 rupee I was able to recover. But let's say in the future, if you get a check and the check bounces, what should you do? Okay, what should you do? That is the last concept, dishonor of a check. Okay. So what I have to do, dishonor of a check. The minute you get a check, what you have to do, guys, whatever is the date of the check, every check will have a date of, you have to deposit in the bank within how many days? After bouncing I waited for 6 months. Mine is wrong answer. Within 3 months you have to deposit. That means if I got a check on 1st May, you have to deposit within May, June, July ending I have to deposit within 1st August. After that, if you deposit, bank will not accept that check. Are you following, guys? Bank will not accept that check. Okay. After 3 months, if you deposit, gone. I can't do anything. But I deposited within 3 months from the date. The check bounced. Why it bounced? Because balance was not available. So what I should do that time, if the balance is not available, the next thing I should do is, I have to look at this. The points are as I will summarize it for you. First, the check has to be presented to the bank within 3 months. Next, demand for payment for notice. So I have to send him a notice. De kudra and kasa. The check has bounced. I have to ask him for the payment within 30 days from the date of bouncing. Not from expiry of 3 months. I deposited, bank will tell, sorry sir, check la balance illa, you will not get the money. From that day, within 30 days, I should have sent a notice to the academy to make the payment to me. Then that academy, after receiving the notice, should pay me within 15 days. That means I have a total time of 45 days from the time of bouncing to take action. I was silent for 6 months. What can I do? Nothing can be done. I can't recover 1 rupee also. Okay. But if after 30 days of giving, within 30 days of giving notice, he doesn't pay within 15 days, he is liable for imprisonment up to 2 years, even if the check is 100 rupees. Because fooling somebody by giving a fake check without balance is a criminal offense as per, what to say, Code of Criminal Procedure, Negotiable Instrument Act. It's a criminal. You are cheating somebody. Adha nambidana a service provide pannirukam or he has given goods. Criminal offense, straightforward imprisonment. Are you following? So what you should remember, guys, once you get a check anytime in life or even for exam, remember, deposit within. If the check bounces, send a notice within. After he gets the notice, he has to pay within 15 days. Look at this. The drawer of the check, within 30 days I have to send a notice. Failure of drawer to make payment. The drawer of the check fails to make the payment within 15 days. Then look at this. These are the remedies I should do. So look at this, how I have given over here. First 3 months time, then 30 days, then 15 days. After 15 days also he didn't pay. This is the time you can sue him and go to the court. Are you following? Yes. Who should have sent it? No, I didn't send the notice. I didn't know about it that time. No, note, okay. I messaged him. Okay, got it. I understood the doubt. Sending notice means sending legal notice. Sending not a WhatsApp message, they payment pandra email. No. I should have sent a legal notice, hired an advocate, sent him a legal notice for payment within 30 days. Got it? Okay. I didn't know that at that time because I didn't study negotiable instruments in my syllabus of CA. I didn't study for teaching also, so I didn't know about it. Plus, it was more of a relationship of trust. First time teaching opportunity, why will I put case? Okay, fine. Are you getting it? So 30 days is the notice. Now what happens? Look at this. Look at the liability, guys. Same thing. Where the check, it is returned because balance is insufficient or limit is exceeded. Credit card limit exceeded. All of that. Then such person is deemed to have committed an offence after the time period. 3 months, 30 days, 15 days. Imprisonment, how many years? 2 years, and fine twice the amount of check or both. Check is for 1 lakh, pay 2 lakhs fine plus 2 years imprisonment. Court can decide. It's or. Depending upon the magnitude of offence, court will decide. Are you following, guys? Clear? Now, let's say, for example, I sent a notice to the academy. Academy did not reply. Now I filed a case on the academy. Now we are in the court. One side I am standing, one side academy, judge is there. Academy is saying, sorry, எனக்கு தெரியல balance இல்லைன்னு சொல்லி. He is saying, I didn't know balance is not there. ஏன் தப்பு தான் நான் ஒத்துக்கிறேன். Is this a valid excuse? Police caught you for not wearing helmet. He is saying 500 rupees fine. Oh, helmet போடுமா எனக்கு தெரியல sir, sorry sir. What will you tell? As per Contract Act, mistake of law, not being aware of the law is of no excuse of. Here also they are saying, exception in section 139, look at this. The drawer of the check, the person who drew the check and gave me, in my example, the academy, cannot state that he did not know that the check was dishonored because balance is not there. He can't try your balance, sir, and tell us, sir, and excuse no othukka maatan court la. Adha section 140. Are you following, guys? Clear? Mistake of law is no excuse. Indian law. Next. Now, unless he proves that he paid, court will take my side. Unless that academy proves he made the payment, court will be on my side. It shall be presumed, unless the contrary is proved, that the holder of a check, I am the holder of the check, received the check for the payment of any consideration. Meaning, for example, let's say, simply for time pass I gave you a check, gift, donation. Okay. Now, court will think I have to pay you money. Unless I prove it is a gift. Are you following, guys? You are not understanding this. You should not understand this. Let me explain. Let's say, for example, we will take, whom we will take today? Okay, online class, we will take Naveen. Naveen G is getting married in the year 2026. Okay. For Naveen, I gave a check. Happy marriage. I gave him 10,000 rupees check. Okay. He saw, hey, super. And he deposited in the bank. Sometimes in marriage, birthdays, you will get check. After depositing in the bank, check bounced. Now, can he sue me? Can he sue me? Are you following? Did I have a liability to pay anything to Naveen? What is this? In this case, this above provision of 30, 15, 2 years imprisonment not applicable. Are you following? But if he has a check, court will not tell it's a gift. According to court, they will think I have to pay 10,000 rupees to Naveen unless I prove it was a gift. Are you following, guys? Unless I prove it was a gift, court will take the side of Naveen. Ama, 10,000 rupees check has bounced. He should have paid you money. I should prove, no, it's a gift or donation or charity. So next exception that you should remember very much for exam, a check given as a gift or donation or security or a moral obligation or for illegal consideration, check for buying drugs, these kind of things would be outside the purview of this section. This provision of 3 months, 30 days, 15 days not applicable. Sir, someone purchased drugs, sir, he gave check bounced, both of you arrested. Following, that's it. Okay. Clear? Understood? Illegal consideration. For kidnap, he gave check bounced. Can I file a case? I kidnapped someone, got 2 crores check. Now I'm saying check bounced. Are you understanding illegal consideration? Clear? That's why in kidnap they will ask cash, not check. Okay, yes. Yeah, contract collateral to illegal is also fine. All those points we can connect, but in exam write only negotiable instrument. If you want to write additional. Okay. Following guys, sir. Okay, sir. For exam, what should I remember from this unique dishonor concept? Very simple. Let me revise one last time. Check from the date, deposit within. If the check is bouncing, notice 30 days. He has to pay within. Otherwise, imprisonment up to 2 years or 2 times the amount and fine or both. Then, can he give excuse? Ayo, terla sir. No, no excuse, I didn't know. But if the check was given for gift, donation, illegal consideration, then this provision is not applicable. That's it. Very important concept, amended area. Okay. Following. With this, we have finished almost 70% of Negotiable Instrument Act. Important area for exam. What we have next is a little bit of miscellaneous area. That's why I'm parking it for part 2. Okay. So with this video will come to an end, guys. Thank you. Next part 2, I will take it up in the next session. Recording can see the next session.